Hey, good morning. It's Mike Zschunke, Berkshire Hathaway Homes and Shifting Properties in Scottsdale, Arizona. Friday morning market chat live with Mike Zschunke. We're going to talk about residential, commercial, the economy, and then just if you're still around at the end, I'm going to have a few questions for you, a little bit of feedback. But we're going to start with inventory. Down inventory for single-family detached homes across the valley is down last 8 of the last 9 weeks. Scottsdale, we 1,380 single-family detached homes for sale. It's tough to estimate, but they say there's roughly about 40 to 45,000 single-family detached homes in Scottsdale. So that's That's 1 in 30. I should have done the math beforehand. 1 in 30 to 1 in 35 houses is for sale. That is not a lot, especially with the growth and the people moving here. 1 in 30 houses, single-family detached homes is for sale. Now remember that a lot of markets and things we see that includes the condos, and they're building quite a bit in the new builds like that. So we look at single-family detached homes because that's a more stable number. And again, this week I do a lot of writing, and like I say, a lot of what I do is not real exciting. A lot of writing. I get a lot of calls from reporters and media about local market and how it's going. And you really cannot, especially now, you cannot generalize on market statistics. You can't really say, and often I'm asked, how's the market? You can't generalize. Is the market good? Is the market bad? Because even neighborhood to neighborhood is so different lately. It's really interesting. And then, I read a lot of articles too, and I go back, try to verify a lot of their things, and you look at reputable data sources, and even some of them have different, you never know the parameters they're using, the area, the location. And then a lot of reporters are using artificial intelligence now, AI, which is a great tool. I use it to help get ideas and things like that. But artificial intelligence is just reading what's on the internet. So if there's bad information on the internet, you're really just spitting out bad information to the reporter who's spitting that out to the public. So you really have to be real detailed about what you're talking about. Are you talking about median price? Median, remember, it's not medium, it's median. Versus average? Are you talking about the total sales price? Or are you talking about dollar per square foot? Are you talking about month over month, year over year? There's a lot of different parameters. So I go straight off the multiple listing service. That's the most, there's a lot of off-market deals that happen, but the multiple listing service is probably what I would consider the best data source for statistics. So, but remember, each neighborhood is different. So that's where I get my numbers from. Anyway, Scottsdale, dollar per square foot. All of Scottsdale, if you look at median sold price, it was $425 last year. We're almost $450 this year. So we're up about 5% on prices versus June last year. If you look at total sales price, we're up almost 10%. So prices are up, and prices are pretty steady right now. You'll see about prices falling in the news, but things are pretty steady, and I'm seeing a lot of off-market properties. Maybe they were canceled or expired a few weeks ago. They come back under contract or pending, sold. And then when you see them sell, I'm seeing quite a gap there. It may have been a $3 million asking price, and it's closing for just over $1 million. So, it's about picking up the phone and negotiating. See what the price is. You never know. I say it all the time. You never know what the seller or the buyer, what the other person's intention is. And even texting, you don't get the whole story. You really need to have that conversation, which I think is maybe a lost art. But I still do it. I love talking on the phone. My wife makes fun of me. I'll go to takes her twice as long to get through the grocery store with me because I talk to everybody. So it's just what I do. So 85259 zip code has really boosted. We've got 43% more sales than we did last June, I should say. June, I want to be specific here. 43% more single-family detached closings this June from last June. And I feel like this area, I live in 85259 zip code, so I'm kind of biased. There's just a lot here. The location, you can be to Phoenix Airport. I say half an hour. Maybe I shouldn't say. I can get there in 18 minutes down the Beeline Highway, but that's half an hour to the Phoenix Airport. But it's kind of a hot zip code. Everybody, when they first call me and they're moving from out of town, we want to be in Troon area. Troon area, it's beautiful. It's great. There's some good deals, nice houses. But I feel like this 85259 Eastern Fountain Hills area is kind of becoming discovered for its location. And there's some deals to be had here. And you've got the McDowell Mountains, they're beautiful, the Mayo Clinic. So it's, I kind of am biased on that. But anyway, in general, across the valley, homes are getting 97% of asking price. So things are selling, things are moving. You really, really, really cannot test the market. Yesterday, I do my hot sheet. 16 price adjustments yesterday. That's a lot. That's a lot of price adjustments. We're halfway through July now, July 18th. So, sellers are getting anxious. School starts, Desert Mountain High School starts in less than 3 weeks. So, things are moving, a lot of price adjustments, and that's what we do. You keep an eye. You can watch statistics. Statistics tell us where we've been, not where we're going. So when you're out in the market every day, different properties, talking to different people, different agents, different brokers, you get a feel, kind of an art form, like whatever business you're in. You know which direction. If you're a doctor, you know the new medical practice. If you're a lawyer, you know the new hot legal term, or whatever it is. If you're a car builder, you know the new what people want. And we see that in real estate too. There's a lot to be said about being out in the market, talking to people, and just getting the phone calls. So, the statistics don't always tell us where we're going, I guess. They tell us where we've been. Excuse me, sorry. So if you're pricing a home to sell, don't say my neighbor sold their house for $2.5 million a year ago, so I should get, and mine's better, because everybody thinks their house is better, so I should get 2.8. You really have to look at what has sold recently as close as possible to get a comp that's, if you can, the same builder. A lot of these are custom homes around here. But you really have to look at the sold price. Doesn't matter under contract. It doesn't matter what your neighbor got. It doesn't matter what your cousin's uncle got in Oklahoma. It's what's happening in that neighborhood, what sold recently. So, and then you want to stay ahead of the game. Look at the absorption rate. Have your agent should know the market that you're looking in. Have them look at the absorption rate. Are houses coming on the market? Are they going off the market? Are there more under contract than active? All of those things matter. And again, each neighborhood to neighborhood. So we're really just in a pretty normal market. We've had a pretty crazy market the last 2-3 years. And, we're pretty normal. Real estate is supposed to be boring. It's not like Bitcoin or anything exciting overnight. The way to get rich in real estate, besides selling something to realtors, is to just long term. Just hold on to it. It's real estate is boring, and that's kind of where we are. It's a pretty normal market. So if you're looking to buy now, I think it's a great time to negotiate. If you're looking to sell, I think there's buyers here. They are. So, but you really have to price it right. You can't test the market. And what I always say, if you're waiting for prices to go up to sell your house, well, you're going to pay more on the next property. If you're waiting for prices to go down to buy your house, you're going to sell your current house for less. What do they say? All ships rise and fall with the tide. So every deal is different. I can't stress that enough. That's what we do. We sit down, get to know our clients, and it's a process. It's a learning process for me. It's a learning process for you to read the market and me to find out what you're looking for. So it's fun. I enjoy it. It's why I'm still doing it. So anyway, commercial. I've been saying the last few weeks, this 100% depreciation is huge. A lot of our commercial clients are owner users. We do work with some investors, but mostly the dental, the doctors, the lawyers, the real estate offices, the insurance guys, the small business that should own their real estate. Maybe they pick up a property that has 3 or 4 units, a small commercial building, and they lease out 1 or 2 units to themselves, to their own company, and they've got income coming from the other units. That purchase of that building and equipment. Now remember, I'm not an accountant. Double check with your accountant, because there are some details that make a difference. But that building purchase and equipment is 100% deductible in year 1. And you used to have to depreciate that over 39 years for a commercial. So that's huge. That's huge. I think the more people that catch on to that, that's going to realize commercial market's going to take a little jump here from that. So Remember, commercials finance short term, so they're more reliant on this whole, I'm going to talk about it in a minute, this silly Fed funds rate that everybody's talking about, but which really doesn't matter to you and I, but commercial is a little bit closer to it. They're financed short term. But I am hearing the large banks are tightening up their purse strings. SBA loans just tightened up some of their laws, so the big banks that do commercial lending, they've tightened up a little bit. But if you've got a deal and the numbers work for your business, if you have an income-producing business, if you're going to make money, if the deal makes sense, there's always money available. Private money, smaller banks, credit unions. It goes back to relationship banking. Which I love. It goes back kind of the old school, the handshake. Hey, I know you. Oh, I did business with your father. I did business with your brother. It's that relationship, and that's where the funding comes from. It's what have you done? Can you prove that to the lender and the private money? Because they don't want to take the risk right now. There's a lot of, I hate to say uncertainty because I think that's overplayed right now, but here, my favorite mug. Great job, Dad. It's my daughter. You did a great job. I turned out awesome. So that's why I do what I do. That's why I wake up every day, because my kids, who are adults now, they're fun. So anyway, commercial. There's a lot more negotiating and going on than residential. Residential is pretty clear, cut and dry, standard form. Commercial is a lot of negotiating back and forth. Someone has an asset to sell. Someone wants to buy that asset. My job, what do we have to do to make that happen? And there's a lot more of that between agents and brokers as well on the commercial end, because it's just, what do we have to do to get the deal done? And it's just thinking out of the box. It's a different mindset, and I always say that brings us over to the residential side too. It's how I work. It's just, there's a lot more moving parts on the commercial end. So if there's a deal, there's always money. So let us know if you have a small business and we can help you find something. We love those project-oriented deals. Anyway, economy. It's been an interesting week, kind of a wild week with all these shock value headlines. Is Powell going to get fired? Is Powell not going to? Can Powell be fired? I don't think he can. But anyway, the Fed is an independent organization, independent of the government. The Fed controls the money supply. Since 1913, the Fed's job is maximum employment and financial stability in the United States. Kind of what we have. We have low unemployment and we have financial stability. Even with all this news going on, the bond market's been pretty steady, even leaning a little bit higher. But the Fed does not set mortgage rates. I cannot believe how many times I hear people say Jerome Powell needs to cut rates. Jerome Powell is one person on a group of 12, and I used to think Jerome Powell was a wussy. I've said it before. But he's sticking to his guns, and I don't always agree with what he's done in the past with rate cuts and things like that. But if the market's growing, the United States economy is growing at a nice, slow, steady pace, they're doing a great job. The U.S. Treasury, they work on fiscal policy. That's the spending. And actually, Bassett, he's doing a good job now, too. He's rolling over the U.S. bond holdings, increasing a little bit, but he's quietly in. The markets like stability. Markets, traders, other countries, investors, they like to see stability. And that's, things happen slowly. This week, we had a lot of economic numbers come out. It's CPI, Consumer Price Index, PPI Index. They were pretty boring, pretty flat. Maybe a little hot, but really no reason for the Fed to inject the economy with more money is what I'm going to say. Retail sales was good. Unemployment, good. U.S. dollar index is up to monthly highs again. It dipped last month a little bit. Record S&P, record NASDAQ. The economy's good. Everybody likes to break the headline story, and it's not always what's happening. Just look, and again, what I say, none of that matters. Just focus on your day-to-day. Focus on you. If you want to buy something, buy it. If you want to sell something, sell it. It's if you're waiting, you cannot time the market. What do they say? Time in the market, not timing the market, time in the market. And things just happen slow. Maybe I'm just old and boring, but it used to take a lot more risk, but now, the way to build generational wealth in real estate is long term. So that's what I'm here for. My job is to educate, facilitate, and advise. And, we just work closely with our customers. There's a lot of fraud out there. Actually, I saw there was a high profile, I want to talk about that. High profile break-in not too far from here. A celebrity had his house broken into. So I looked I was curious. I'd never heard of him. But I looked at the agent that sold him the house in April. She had just gotten her license. And why would you put a high-profile client on a main road near a busy intersection? And that's things that people don't think about unless you've been in the market and you're an experienced broker and dealing with people. You have to know your client. You have to know who you're working with. And that's where we help find you the right property for you. And it's just, it's just communication. But I wanted to say real quick, I haven't been posting much on Instagram here. What are your thoughts on this? I've been trying to move over more towards YouTube. I'm still going to do these lives here on Instagram because I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all of you that tune back in every Friday and watch these. But I've been trying to do more posts on YouTube. I feel like Instagram has become just entertainment. And what did I say yesterday? My skirts, I'm not going to put on a short enough skirt to get likes and clicks to entertain you in some fancy house that I don't own or that I don't even have listed. So I kind of feel that's where Instagram's going. And so I'm posting more educational topics on YouTube. So go on YouTube and follow us at AZRE Broker, Mike Zschunke with ZSCHUNKE. At Berkshire Hathaway, it's at AZRE Broker is our YouTube channel. More educational, even short clips, and just real. I don't have time to go and edit and make things look pretty, and I don't think that you really want to see that. I post these so you can get to know me, and let's have a conversation, get to know you. If you want to do business with me, great. If you don't want to do business with me, that's great too. We just referred somebody out to Iowa. We closed on that deal, and things happen. It's a relationship business. It's a relationship world. There's a lot of fake stuff out there on the internet, and I don't know if it's because of my upbringing. I don't know, but I've always put truth and integrity first. So that's me. If that's what you want, give me a call. Let's work on it. 203-733-5877. Anyway, let me know what you think about that. If I can help you buy or sell land, if you have a question, if you're another agent and you have a question, give me a shout. It's we're all in this together, all to get for the industry, just to make it a better industry. So give me a call. That's it. Have a great day. Be smart. Be safe. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Give me a call. 203-733-5877. Mike, ZSCHUNKE. Thanks. Bye.